Hi, I'm your Everyday Joe. Thanks for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to be making air-fried zucchini stuffed mushrooms, so stay tuned. If you want to show support to this channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. And to stay up to date on new content, when we release it, ring the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. What you're going to need for this recipe: 1 small zucchini, about 6 stuffing mushrooms, which are the larger mushrooms, some salt, pepper, some chopped garlic, some green onions, grated cheese, some chopped parsley, Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, basil, and 1 egg. So I've already taken care of 5 of the mushrooms. I'm going to show you this last one here. You do want to clean them. Use a damp paper towel just to wipe them off, get all the dirt and debris off of it. If you do wash them, make sure that they're real dry. So you want to pop the stem off of it. Use a paring knife, and usually what I do is I just go around the edge just to open it up. What you want is you want to have the largest cavity you can make, just for that way you have a lot more stuffing in there. So just take your paring knife and go right around the rim of the mushroom. Just not all the way, maybe about a 1/2 inch deep. Okay, and just pull that off. So what you'll see is the fins inside there. They look like gills. So then you just clean off the stem side. Now the stem, I'm going to chop up the stem and we're going to use it as part of the stuffing. But the fins you don't want to keep. You want to get rid of those. They contain a lot of water and sometimes some dirt gets caught in there. So take the tip of your knife or a spoon and just go in and just lightly scrape it. They'll come right off. It's pretty easy. So you want to keep cleaning. Just clean that all out. Okay. Okay, just clean that up. You'll take off any hanging pieces here. You want to make it flat. Okay. Clean that out. And you have nice cavity for the stuffing. So now some people boil the mushrooms first. I don't. I think just steaming them or letting them cook in the air fryer does enough to it. I don't like my mushrooms to be soggy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chop up all the stems. Take the zucchini and shred it on the box shredder here, just on the thick shred. And we're going to squeeze out all the water using a towel, just to make sure that they're as dry as we can have them. We don't want them too moist, too wet. And then we're going to saute everything in the pan on the stovetop. And I'll show you when we get to that point. All right, so we're just going to shred up this zucchini here. I'm using the large holes on the box shredder here. So we're just going to go in, and I usually use it in an angle. Just get in there and shred up. So when we're done with this, we're gonna wring them out. We're gonna actually put them in a towel and just make sure we squeeze out all the water. And I'll show you how to do that. Pretty simple. Everybody knows how to do it. And I usually leave the stem on it because it's easier to hold when you come to the end. It makes things a little easier. And you just take the stem and get rid of that. So just tap that out. Okay. So now I just take a rag, a clean dish rag. Okay, put pieces in there. And you'll be surprised how much water comes out of the zucchini. I mean, it's mostly water. So I'm going to show you in the bowl here. So just take it and just squeeze it out. You can see how much water comes out of there. So you just keep twisting so you get as much as you can. Otherwise, it may make the stuffing too watery. It'll fall apart on you. Okay. So now you have all this juice here. Now, what some people do with this, if you do this with spinach or other vegetables, you can use this juice or this water. You can make like a spinach or a zucchini flavored or vegetable flavored pastas. This is how they do it. At some point, I'll make a video so I'll show you guys how to do that. So here you have it, nice and dry. So we're going to take this to the saute pan. We're going to saute the mushroom bits, the zucchini, the seasonings. We'll get that all together because it has to cool before we make our stuffing ball for the mushrooms. So I'll see you at the stovetop. All right, so I've got the pan warming up right now. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil here. And I'm going to toast up the zucchini first. The mushroom may have a little bit more water in it, so I want to cook that separately. So we're just going to put the zucchini in there. Now, I'm not adding salt to it. All I want to do is kind of dry them out a little bit. Okay, I am going to add some other seasoning to it. So I'm going to throw the onions in there, the garlic in there, a little bit of the basil in there, and some parsley, a little bit of pepper. Okay, so we just want to mix that up. Again, we're just trying to dry it out a little bit for the stuffing. We're not trying to overcook it, just until it's translucent. So I'm going to put it back in the bowl. Okay, put it back in the bowl here. Okay. And we're going to set that aside and let that cool while we cook up the mushroom stems. So I'm not going to add any oil to it. There's a little bit left over from the zucchini, but we just want to soften the mushrooms. They're going to shrink down a little bit too. So we'll do that. We're not going to add any salt to it. We're just going to do a dry cooking here. We're just going to dry cook them. Let them sit. And you'll be able to see when, if there's any water in it, when they start getting hot, you'll see bubbling. You want to just keep stirring on high heat so they toast up and they don't get all soggy and mushed on you. All right, well, these are dried up now, nice and toasted. I'm just going to turn the heat off and just put them in the same bowl here so we can take it to the counter. All right. All right, so now I'm going to let them cool a little bit. We're going to get to the counter and I'm going to show you how to make the ball stuffing for the mushrooms. Well, now that the mixture's cooled off a little bit, now I want to make a little correction. I did use 2 zucchini, not the single one for these 6 mushrooms here. They're a bit larger than normal, so I needed some more stuffing. So you're gonna make the changes according to what you need. Okay, so you can see the mixture is nice and cooked. So now we're going to be adding our seasoning. I didn't salt while I was cooking because I want to make sure that I get everything mixed together first. Otherwise, the salt draws out even more water and you end up having sludge. So let's add some salt, a couple of pinches on there. You're going to need the salt a little bit more because, again, I didn't use any. Pepper, we'll go a little lighter. So we did pepper while we sauteed. Now I've got some grated cheese here. You use your favorite type of grated cheese. I use an Asiago grated cheese, so maybe a couple of tablespoons. You know. Also, I've got these Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. You can use panko. Panko works well too. I just use the breadcrumbs just to soak up some of the moisture to kind of keep it together, keep the foam together. And again, maybe a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons to start off with. We're going to see the water content as we add the egg and see what the consistency is. I don't want them too dry. So put 1 egg in there. Okay, I'm just going to use a fork just to kind of get it all working and see the consistency here. Okay, looks like I'm probably going to need to use some more breadcrumbs. Okay, looks like we're just about there. Now you can add any other flavorings that you like here. If you want to use some chicken broth, a little bit of chicken broth in it, that's fine too. I just don't want to make it too wet here. I want to keep it a little on the drier side. Okay. And you want to make sure that it stays together. So, yeah, stay together. So that's pretty much what you want. All right. So now I'm just going to start filling. Now you can use an ice cream scoop if you want, or spoon, or your hands. You know, I find that this size here fits nicely in here. Maybe not. Just take some of that, pack it in a little bit. Okay. Take the mushroom and pop it right in. So just pack it in. And you don't want to push it down too hard, because if you do, you may split the mushroom. The mushroom will split on you. So you don't want to pack it down too hard. So we have that. I'll do another one here. Okay, pack that in. Just pop that in there. All right, so here we have the mushrooms all stuffed here, ready to put on the rack. We'll put the rack here. All right, so what I'm going to do is just going to add a little bit of salt to the tops here, because the mushrooms themselves haven't been seasoned. So add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some more grated cheese. Okay. So we're just going to pack that in, just so the grated cheese doesn't get blown off in the air fryer. So you want to just make sure that it's all embedded. And I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to the tops. Now you can spray it if you want. I just like the flavor of olive oil on it. Okay, get these on the rack. And you want to leave enough space in there. So I'm only going to use the single rack for these 6 mushrooms. And I'm not putting it on the top. I'm going to put it right in the middle of the oven. We're going to cook it for about 10-15 minutes. We'll take a look at it as we go. I just don't want the mushrooms to fall apart. So I'll show you what they look like when they come out. All right, now they came out. I cooked them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. Is usually what you need. Anything more than that, they'll start falling apart, getting a little too soggy on you. So we're going to I'm going to grab this big one here in the middle, and we're going to cut into that one and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, and you can see, I mean, everything was already pretty much cooked. All we wanted to do is make sure we cook the egg and the mushroom a little bit. So you don't want to overcook it, that it falls apart. So here you have it. You know, it looks pretty nice. What the egg did to it, it actually helped it inflate, just like a souffle would. It kind of puffed out a little bit, which gives it a nice fluffy look. So let's cut into this. Yeah, it's real good. The zucchini gives it a nice, unique flavor to it. Really nice, fresh, really light. You know, the other seasoning in there. Again, any seasoning you use will work in here. Anything you like on a stuffing mix will work. So if you enjoy watching this video, I'd appreciate some thumbs up, some likes. Also, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You can check out more videos here that I've got some playlists here on the side. And I'll see you in the next video.